This Omega Speedmaster 57 is cool, maybe even one of the coolest Speedmasters you can buy today. Ren from Wristtime Co. generously let me spend 2 weeks with this watch and I fell in love with this piece. When we think about the Omega Speedmaster line of watches, the first one that comes to mind is the legendary Moonwatch, the Speedmaster Professional. But if you, like me, have trouble connecting with the Speedmaster Professional, this Speedmaster 57 is something to consider. I mean, look at this insanely beautiful burgundy maroon color with a grain texture dial. Look at the broad arrow hand and applied markers. It's so close to perfection. The Omega Speedmaster 57, reference 332.1041511.001, is inspired by the vintage Speedmaster, introduced in 1957, the original Speedmaster. Look at that vintage piece. Doesn't it remind you of this burgundy colored Speedmaster that I have for review? With this model, Omega tried to capture the spirit of the original model in the modern package. I think they did a pretty good job here. The first thing that surprised me about this model is how well it is sized. It is made with good proportions in mind. Although Omega is capable of making watches suitable for medium and small wrists, in most cases their watches are quite large for me. This Speedmaster 57 is an exception. It wears well even with the long lugs. Another thing I like is the kind of a GMT function, but later in the video about that. This model has a 40.5mm case size and the thickness is a healthy 13mm. Some of the watch's thickness can actually be attributed to the domed sapphire crystal. With the lug-to-lug size of 49.6mm, the watch may wear larger on some wrists. The lugs are straight similarly to the original model. I personally liked how it was on my 17cm wrist, but I think the model would benefit from shorter lug-to-lug distance. The most striking feature of this model is its rich burgundy dial, which is refreshing to see. There are also green, black and blue dial variations available in the Speedmaster 57 line. The dial layout is clean and balanced with sub-dials at 3 and 9 o'clock, providing a modern touch to the classic bicompax chronograph layout. One is for the regular running seconds hand and another one is for the 12-hour chronograph count. The applied hour markers are polished and faceted, giving the watch a more luxurious feel, while the broad arrow hands are a direct nod to the original 1957 model. The beveled date window is located at 6 o'clock and the date wheel paint matches the subdial registers. One of my favorite features of the watches is sort of a GMT function. The hour hand can be moved independently, which makes it a good travel watch. But at the same time, the watch doesn't have a quick set date. In order to set the proper date, you would have to move the hours hand until you get your date in order. But the good news is that you can move it forward and backward. The watch has 50 meters of water resistance and there is no screw-down crown. Usually it would mean that the watch is not quite suitable for swimming. But Omega on their website actually says that if the watch is rated to 50 meters, that is exactly what it means. So you should be safe swimming with this chronograph. The only thing is you should not press chronograph buttons under the water. I guess I can even take their DeVille models for a casual swim to a beach or pool. The legibility of the watch is excellent, thanks to the contrast between the burgundy dial and the rhodium-plated hour markers and broad arrow hands. The applied indices catch the light beautifully, enhancing readability even in low-light conditions. The superluminova lume on the hands and indices ensures that the watch is easy to read at night. The only thing is that the brushed bezel in some conditions reflects the light, so it may be hard to read the black engravings on the tachymeter. The Speedmaster 57 is powered by the Omega Coaxial Master Chronometer caliber 9906. It is a META-certified manual winding chronograph with column wheel and coaxial escapement. The certification means that the movement expected accuracy is between +5 and -0 seconds per day. It is also resistant to magnetic fields for up to 15,000 Gauss and has 60 hours of power reserve. The chronograph operates snappy and precise. This watch weight is 134 grams thanks to the bracelet lightweight design. This Speedmaster 57 is a living proof that Omega is capable of making good, comfortable, tapered bracelets. I like this bracelet a lot. It is a 3-link bracelet with polished and brushed links in the center. The clasp comes with a quick adjustment system. So I spent a few weeks with this watch and I loved it. There is a chance that one can get tired of the burgundy colored dial. But I have a feeling it could be easily one of my daily drivers. It is one of those chronographs that can be worn every day with no problem. If you are a fan of the Omega Speedmaster line but want something a bit more unique and historically inspired, this model is certainly worth considering. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this Omega Speedmaster 57 model.